This is the first video of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cider. The concept of these videos is to show sideboard options. Basically, cards in the game that can be used against certain specific decks. This one particularly is siding in against a water deck. A deck that's heavy on water type monsters. These are some ideas. Some of these are generic, some of these are specific. The whole series will just be different decks. A lot of them will be based on attributes, because most decks are heavy on one specific attribute, so it's easy to side against that when you're just going off of the attributes. Some decks are based off of creature types, so then you need to side against the creature type. Since the water structure decks are coming out soon, and the game's gonna have a lot of heavy water decks like frog. Obviously frogs are popular. Now they're gonna get more support, and the mermills and the atlanteans are coming out, so they're gonna get play. And if you're going to YCS or a tournament or regional or whatever, and you face up against a water deck or any of these decks, you might need something to give you an advantage. I personally don't side. I rather have everything that I need to win a duel in my deck. I prefer a winning strategy, like no TK, for example. Everybody runs pretty much the same thing. The game has got the same basic mechanic. You got spells, traps, and monsters. If somebody sets cards face down on the field, it's more likely a trap, so that's why I use Beidou, MST, Heavy Storm, anything to get rid of the back row. And of course, spells are spells. People play spells, so if you can stop the spells, that gives you an advantage. If you can't, hopefully the spells ain't that strong that they can't OTK you with that. And then you have to contend with monsters, because the game is about monsters. So that's why this is siding against a water deck, because it's against water monsters, not water spells and traps. Alright, let's get into it. This was interesting. Lightning Blade. If you run a warrior deck like Heroes or something, or Samurais, 6 Sams, Lightning Blade ain't bad. It's an equipped card. It gives an 800 boost to your monster, and all water monsters lose 500 attack, so it's not that bad. Especially if you have like a legendary Xian on the field, you equip him with this. Now he's a 3300, so that'd be hard to run over. And since he could protect the Lightning Blade, you continuously have the ability to weaken your opponent's water monsters by 500 attack. So it gives you a slight advantage. So that's what siding is to give you an advantage, against a specific deck. So Lightning Blade is not bad. Some generic stuff, of course. Macrocosmos. A lot of these water decks are going to be graveyard based, so Macrocosmos, Dimension Feature, they're self-explanatory, obviously. Since these decks swarm a lot, and the concept is to drop a lot of stuff on the field, including XYZ summons and whatnot. Needle Ceiling, not bad. You could obviously use stuff like Trenchals and whatnot. The only thing is you can only put in but so many Trenchals in your deck. So Needle Ceiling is a good budget, if you want to call it. It's a good side card. You can have 3 and just throw all 3 in your deck. That we have a better chance of drawing that one that you need to devastate your opponent for that one shot. Plus you could also put in Trenchal, why not? That we have 4 chances of drawing a good card that can potentially win you a duel. This is just because it can grab a water type monster. There is no puppet plan or electric virus for water types. So this is as good as it can get, because you can protect it with any of your protection cards. Flip it, take your opponent's monster, especially if it's let's say it's a level 3 water monster you take. Now you can exceed into a Acid Golem or any rank 3 you want, Zen main, whatever. Alright, King Tiger Wangu, because most of these monsters attacker under 1400, and you know, it destroys them as soon as they hit the field, so that comes in handy. And as long as you keep, you know, him on the field with like Save Zone or any card that could protect him, this body, he'll protect you long enough. Either he'll slow him down or just completely destroy the deck. Of course, Fossil Dinos, because the deck is special summon heavy. These water decks, their main ability is special summon. Because of frogs, constantly special summon Ronatonin, Treeborn Frog. You know, especially if you don't want him to keep getting back to Treeborn Frog as a tribute fodder in case he runs Frog Monarchs. Obviously, Fossil Dino. If you run a specific deck, let's say you run Dark Rolls, for example, or a deck of a specific attribute, you can use the barrier statue monsters. So if you run Dark Monsters, you can play this against the water deck because special summon heavy. They also XYZ summon and whatnot, so you could just prevent that. And then of course you got this one, this one, and this one. And if you have any other suggestions, anything that I might have overlooked or left out, leave in the comment sections below. And that's it.